What's up, everyone? It's time for a show review. Now, this has been over a month since the last show I went to. The last show I went to was the Thyroid's Murder show. And I decided to change it up. My younger brother and I went and checked out a punk show at the Budweiser stage in Toronto on July 14th, 2022. So, yeah, we went to Sum 41 with All Time Low, Gob, and the obgms. Yeah. So it's a punk rock show, so it's a little different than what I'm used to. Still a little heavy, but not as crazy usually. But yeah, so they had a funk rock punk band open called the obgms. Now they were pretty fun and entertaining. They were definitely a little bit different than what I was expecting them to be. And yeah, they came out a lot of energy, a lot of good energy, and they really tried to move the crowd and get the crowd pumped up like an open band should. And even though a lot of the band and a lot of the people that were there for the opening band anyways wasn't really like into it or didn't really give a good reaction, they still kept going and tried to pump them up as best possible. They're pretty funny too. And yeah, so as they're playing, they'd be like trying to get us to like clap or something like that, and they'd be like, oh, that's cute. Because no one's really doing it. And then like eventually, like halfway through the set, the vocalist would jump down onto the barricade in the front there and sing, and then jump in the crowd and sing and all this fun stuff, and try to get them to jump and things like that. So they were pretty good. They had a lot of energy, catchy songs, and a lot of fun. They were pretty good. So I'm gonna give the obgms a 3.5 out of 5. They seem more like a club type of band you should see in a club than on like an amphitheater. But yeah, they definitely. I'm pretty sure their club vibe is way better than what it was for that opening one. But still, I thought they were pretty entertaining. Second band, they were from Toronto too, which was cool. And then second band was like I think there's a band called Gob, and I think they're from Vancouver if I remember, but I'm not 100% on that. But they're a pop punk band. They've been around. Well, this was the first show in like 5-7 years or something. The first tour, so yeah, that's interesting to hear. They're your standard pop punk band, sort of like have your typical singing style. Most of the stuff was pop punk style. There's a couple different versions of punk music and stuff, but yeah. So they have the more like catchier choruses, easy you're listening, more radio friendly sort of style. Their later the more popular songs were some that I recognize a bit, but they're not huge into. They're not like big enough for me to really like say that I've listened to them. I only know like 2 songs by them, but yeah. Still, they were pretty entertaining. Some of the songs sounded the same, and was a little off and cheesy. And then they also had some like cheesy moments. Because the one guitarist was very enthusiastic and like joking around. He's like, I'm gonna shake my ass, and then turns around and just like shakes his ass at us. Stupid little things like that, full of high energy in that. But yeah, there's typical pop punk stuff, but they seem like stuck in the 90s style. But yeah, they were pretty decent though. They're still fun and entertaining. So I'm gonna give Gob a 3.5 out of 5 as well. And then came the main band I went to see was All Time Low. This is my second time seeing All Time Low, first time seeing All the Rest. And yeah, so All Time Low came out. They played for like an hour. They're a pop punk band from like Denver, I think. And yeah, they're pretty fun. They did a lot of their popular stuff and everything. They have a song with The Weeknd called like Monsters, I think. Yeah, they did that song and like a really catchy chorus. They had some fireworks and stuff, and definitely a fun little jive out, man. They were pretty entertaining too, joking around and cracking jokes in between songs and stuff. And they had just a good set. Like it was good, nothing. A lot of you hear a lot of diverse, and they played a lot of like each album they have out and stuff. And I know at least 2 of their albums. I have 2 of their albums, and they're a pretty good band. So yeah. And last time I saw them was at like in a festival setting. This one was like a little bit better than that. And yeah, they're definitely still making strides. They're always like co-headlining tours and stuff. They haven't made to like the headline status yet, I don't think, but they're getting there. So they're definitely really good though. So you should check them out if you haven't seen them. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give All Time Low a 4 out of 5 for the performance. If they gave it like a little more energy and a little more uh, diversity in their music, maybe it probably got a little higher. But I think 4 is a good one. And then finally came Toronto's own Sum 41. Now, I'm hit and miss with these guys. I like their older stuff, their newer stuff, not so much. Um, yeah, I like the older, like grittier sounding punk stuff than the polished, really polished stuff that comes out nowadays. And yeah, so they came out. They had a cool Toronto backdrop and like a big blow up skeleton sticking up the middle finger. And yeah, they had like pyro, fire, everything. I thought I was watching a Slipknot show for the first sec, even though it wasn't as hard. But yeah, but it was all a greatest hits set, which is good. No new tunes yet because they just started working on a double album apparently. But yeah, so but they're doing like a greatest hits comeback tour basically, little one across Canada anyways. And yeah, so they played all their hits. They played half of their first album, which is like the main album I like by them, and that was good. A lot of good songs to remind me back from like my grade 9 days in high school and stuff, and a lot of like good catchy songs and stuff. They're pretty good for the most part. The guitarists were pretty decent, and it was a lot of fun. They definitely try to do the Slipknot thing. A lot of bands are trying to get people to like sit down and then jump the fuck up. So, but yeah, which I thought was kind of corny. But yeah, the vocalists definitely try to move the crowd as much, and you love getting the lights turned on so you can see us all and everything and stuff like that. They definitely know how to move a crowd and stuff. And I heard from like way back when they started, they weren't like that. They were like shy kids basically play their set and just leave. But now it's just like they definitely were into it. You could tell they really loved what they're doing and they're really pushing it and stuff. And I can see a lot of good coming. I'd go see them again. And that's how I thought they were pretty good live. So yeah, I'm gonna give Sum 41 a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, it was definitely a really good show. Definitely something different, something cool, and it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, overall, the whole show was great. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I had a lot of fun at it, and there was a lot of cool stuff, and it was cool seeing something different than like just the hard rock metal stuff I usually go see. So, definitely, maybe got to check out some more punk shows later down the road. But yeah. Oh yeah, so that's it for this one. I'll link all the bands down below if you want to check them out. They sound like something you're interested in. Also, check out my Instagram. That's linked down below. That's where I always post clips and pictures and stuff from the shows. They're all down there. Also, my TikTok's down there as well. That's where I post videos of the shows of that on there too. And yeah, so make sure you follow me on one of those two platforms. Stay in the loop with the shows and stuff. And yeah, I'll link clips for the bands and stuff down there as well. And make sure if you see me at a future show, let me know what you think of the vlogs and everything like that. And don't be afraid to come and say hi. And also, the next show I'm going to is July 21st, I think, or 27th, one of those two. And that's the North Lane show in Toronto at the Danforth Music Hall. I'll be there for that one. So I'm going to do as a more punkish, hardcore type show. So that should be a lot of fun though. So yeah, if you're around, feel free to come up and say hi. And until then, keep supporting the bands you like and buy their albums. Don't just illegally download them for free. Support the artists you like, so you keep music and live music around. And I guess yeah, that's it for this one. So till the next one, I got film reviews coming up soon, so tune in for that. Ring that bell. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to rock on.